Hello and welcome to Mindful Monday. My name is Allison Knight and I am the health coach for Employee Health Center. A couple weeks ago we wrapped up our strictly meditation series, and now we're just doing a collection of mindfulness practices that can help you bring mindfulness to your daily routine. Today we are actually going to be doing a meditation. We are going to be doing a sitting meditation, which we have gotten from the mindfulnessexercises.com. It's actually a mindfulness worksheet, which is linked in the description. So you can take a look at that and check it out so that you can go through this sitting meditation yourself, as well as bring your awareness to certain things. And after the meditation, there is also a section for meditation journal for you to write down what thoughts you had, how you felt emotionally, physically, etc. So to get started, bring a kind awareness to how your belly, chest, and head feel, the movement of your breathing, the feeling of your feet on the floor, maybe your hands resting on your thighs, how your sit bones meet the chair, and get yourself into a comfortable position. Again, getting into a upright position, a dignified position that's not super stiff, being comfortable, allowing your breath to come naturally, using it as that anchor, and letting those eyes gently close, or finding a point to look at where you're not really looking, you're just kind of daydreaming. As you bring yourself into the present moment, check the mind and body for things you have carried throughout the day. Perhaps things that have been going on recently, or thoughts from events of the day. Whatever the thoughts and feelings are, simply acknowledge them and allow them to be without any analysis or any judgment. Bring awareness to your breathing. Just breathe naturally and normally without trying to control it in any way, being mindful of the breath rising as you inhale and exhale. As you breathe in, focus on breathing in, and then as you breathe out, focus on breathing out. Simply concentrate on the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Now gently shift your focus from the breath and bring it into the sensations in your body. Observe and acknowledge the myriad of sensations flowing through your body as they change with each moment and each breath. If you find any areas of tightness or tension with your body, try to allow them to soften and relax. Try to breathe into those areas of tightness and tension. If you are not able to soften and relax, acknowledge the sensations and allow them to flow wherever they need to go and do whatever they need to do. Now draw attention to hearing, observing all sounds without ambivalence. Break the sounds down to basic sound waves that can be heard with the body. Acknowledge the multitude of varying sounds, internal and external, moment to moment. Notice how the sounds change with each moment, whether internal or external. The sounds rise and fall. Hear them appear and disappear as sound. Now gently shut out the sounds in the mind and shift focus to emotions and thoughts. Observe the mind without judgment, simply acknowledging the myriad of mental formations with each moment. Like lying in a field and watching the clouds move and change shape as they float by, watch your thoughts and your mind in the same manner. Notice how thoughts rise and form in the mind, then recede when another thought takes over. The mind is constantly thinking about this and that, functioning with a mind of its own, analyzing, planning, remembering, comparing. Experience how these thoughts appear and disappear as just thoughts. Try to avoid the pitfalls of mind snares and negative habits as you observe and experience your thoughts and emotions. Try to just observe and let them be, knowing they will appear, disappear, and recede in time. If you do get caught up in thoughts and feelings, that is okay. This is simply a way of returning to the present moment, bringing that awareness once more, using that breath as an anchor. And if you realize that you are lost in thought, in that very moment, you are no longer lost. Simply refocus on mind observation, gently guide yourself back with the clouds of thoughts and emotions floating on and on. If you become frustrated with your wandering mind, perhaps a short time of mindful breathing would help you once again recenter yourself. Once you are again centered, withdraw awareness from mental events and focus on the present moment itself as your primary goal. Choiceless awareness invites you to become mindful of whatever arises with each moment in the mind and the body, whether a stream of emotions or thoughts, sensations, sounds, or other sensory experiences. Just sit back and absorb the internal experience as your body and mind combine and interact with constantly changing stimuli. Simply observe what is prevalent in the mind and body and be present to it. If nothing predominates and you are unfocused, go back to another object or focus on your breathing to anchor yourself in the present moment. Sometimes there are thoughts and emotions or sensations and sounds, but if nothing is occurring, you are always breathing, and that can be your anchor in the sea of change in your body and mind. As you learn to give space to whatever is rising inside without judgment, you can begin to go with the flow. Then instead of fighting it, you will begin to acknowledge and understand that all things change. Even feelings of anger, sadness, pain, anxiety, and confusion will diminish if you give these feelings space. If you hold space for them and acknowledge that they are there, allow them to be, we can then move forward. Now withdraw focus from choiceless awareness and come back to your breath. Feel the entire body rise up on inhalation and fall down on exhalation. And just use that breath to bring yourself to the present moment. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the space. If you want to use the worksheet, there would then be a section where you can write down any thoughts, emotions, sensations you may have felt, or you could just jot them down now after listening to this. Like we talked about with the gratitude journaling last week, sometimes the act of putting those thoughts down has more of an impact and allows us to become more connected with the emotions and feelings that we are experiencing, and allows us to solidify that relationship. Next week, we will be doing a mindful eating exercise, which we have done in the past. So if you're joining me week to week, I would suggest having some type of food with you next Monday around 11:30. Usually it's done with it's usually done with a raisin, but I have actually done it with an orange or a kiwi. So something that you can enjoy and kind of has a unique texture, maybe a unique smell to it. And we will be going through a mindful eating exercise, which is something that you can hopefully incorporate into your day-to-day so that you can truly enjoy and savor your food and recognize and identify when you are full. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a wonderful and mindful